Hello, divine beings. Welcome back. We are now continuing on with the Author Talk series from my book, Journey from the Ego to the Heart Center. And I'm now going to reflect on chapter 12, which is quite fitting because it's in the middle of the book. I don't think I've ever shown you this. When you open up the book, you can actually see the full picture of the lady. And it's not me. But chapter 12 is moving from the 3D to the 5D state of consciousness. And I wanted to talk about this because this is when I started to change in my mindset. I started to grow and expand and spiritually evolve and have a new lens on my reality. From a very young age, when we come into this world, our parents slap onto us, this is your culture, this is your religion, this is the school you're going to go to, this is the career that I have planned out for you, these are maybe the sports that you're going to play, this is the instrument that you might play, this is your friendship group, and etc. and etc. So sometimes the 3D can distort our reality because it's based on the illusion. And the illusions are all these belief systems, or the way we cling on to identity, status, how much we earn, what kind of home we live in, all our sense of belongings, the car we drive, and so on. And for me, when I started to shake that 3D world, the Matrix, and especially after watching the movie The Matrix a few times, you start to understand who Neo is and how he's pushing his way through the Matrix to find the true self, who he is. And that's tapping into that front pineal gland, which is the neocortex anyway. But what I've realized is that when I started to strip away all these older belief systems that were actually not mine, they were just imposed on me from a very young age, I started to realize that this reality is quite false. There's a lot of belief systems that are indoctrinated into all of us from a young age. And that's when I started to move into the fourth dimension state of consciousness. I was starting to see the polarity. I've written here, this is the beginning of self-awareness and integration stage, and it's where you may be of interest in spirituality, which is what happened to me. I was very curious. I wanted to learn a bit more about the other realms. I wanted to expand outside my comfort zone. And when I started doing Dr. Shefali's work, that's when I was getting shaken up a bit, because it was starting to strip away those false belief systems that no longer served me and no longer that I could resonate with. And so for many people, the fourth dimension state of consciousness is quite unsettling. But I also believe that's where that death of the ego is happening. Some people call it like you're going on the dark night of the soul. So you're doing that soul sort of inward journey to discover who you truly are without all the labels, without the identity and the material things in your life. For some of us, our pineal gland or our third eye chakra will start to open. I noticed for me, I would see the clock and I would see the time, 111, 222, 333, 444, and so on. And there's a lot of saying that the universe talks in numbers and vibration and frequency. And when you start to see those numbers, that's just a sign to say you're starting to see now. You're starting to awaken. The veil of the illusion is starting to fall away. And it's also, you could actually say for some people, they're taking the blue pill, like in the movie The Matrix. He gets the choice. Do you want the red pill or the blue pill? And the blue pill is like you just step into this new reality because you go down the rabbit hole and you start to discover that there's more out there that we just have not been taught in the school system or by anyone. And it's a new playground to play in. But it can also be a time where you break away from people. You might not be at the same residence. You don't have that conversation. You can't do small talk anymore. Like, you are a deep diver. You get quite deep in your conversations, and that might make other people uncomfortable. So you might have to do a cull. That's the reality. You just can't pretend, because once you learn these things, you want to talk to people, you want to sort of get their feedback and have this engaging conversation. It doesn't matter at that point in time who's right and who's wrong. It's just like unraveling more and more information so you can compare notes and practice discernment. In the fifth dimension state of consciousness, you're really coming back to source energy, back to the divine creator. And now you're fully aware of its existence. You're no longer running away from it. You're coming back home to Divine Father, or you could say, some people might call it Mother Gaia. But it's that huge energy around us that we can't feel. Well, actually you can feel it, but some people can see it too. But majority of us, we don't actually see it with our eyes. But it's that sense of knowing that there's something out there bigger than all of us. And it's a feeling of love. It's a feeling of certainty that you come from, you're a fractal of God essence. And all your decisions start to be more heart-centered. You start to release yourself from any emotional cords that you have with certain family members or belief systems that no longer serve you. You start making a conscious choice and an effort to meet your shadow and integrate with your ego. I talk a lot about the ego in this book, but I just want to remind you that I'm not saying that it's not good to have ego at all. No, ego needs to be accepted, because that is your light and that is your shadow. Ego is your shadow. I think it serves us in many ways. We do need to have it there, but we just need to make sure that it's not in the driver's seat. It needs to know its place. And sometimes you need the ego to step out. Like if you need to get up and speak in front of a crowd and you need your voice and you need to be confident, sometimes the ego gives you that boost that you need. But it's your light that will make you humble and graceful. And so I think it's learning to how can you integrate with the shadow and still love it, because it's an aspect of you. It's still part of you. You don't want to totally get rid of it. You may even make drastic changes in your life to cull your 3D friends and family members, or change your job to find a new employer that aligns with your new values and state of being. 5D awakened individuals are driven with a purpose to help others and to be of service to awaken other souls who are still sleeping. And in this dimension, you live based on soul connection to your purpose and passion. And you generally feel good about life because you understand you are one with all that is and can now live your authentic truth, no longer bound by beliefs that no longer serve you. Living in the 5D state of consciousness takes practice to stay present in this level, as you need to be awakened, drop the ego, and be comfortable with who you are without the attachment to form, identity, and status. For me, it's by far my favorite place to be. I know I've done the work, I've healed a lot of my childhood wounds and trauma, and I'm making more conscious decisions from my heart center, from my higher state of emotional intelligence. And that feels good every day. Like I see so many people that every day is a struggle. For me, it's not a struggle because I know I've gone through that hell, like all the work that I did after my mum's passing and the courses and the self-mastery. I've been to hell, so it doesn't faze me. Done the work. So now I'm here to step up and show you that it is possible. And what I love about this chapter too, I do mention my favorite motivational quotes by Abraham Hicks, and this is where I started to accelerate. Watching her videos day in, day out for many, many months definitely shifted my state of consciousness. And I love this bit where she says, everything is unfolding perfectly And as you relax and find ease in your attitude of trust, knowing that well-being is your birthright, amazing things will happen. Things the likes of which you have not seen before. It's not about action, it's about vibrational alignment. Believing what you want so much that it has no choice but to materialize. And that's how this book became and materialized, because I believed in it so much. And when I wrote it and I read it back, I felt in my heart that it was a disservice not to share it. And that's how I materialized it. I believed in myself. I wrote to many publishers, and it was Pegasus that believed in me. And now, over 12 months later, we're here now. I'm here now talking to you about it. So you must believe in the power of intention, of purpose, and knowing that you deserve this. And if you fully, truly come into a vibrational alignment with what you want, it will happen. So that is my summary of chapter 12. Journey from the Ego to the Heart Center, out now. Go and see the link, click on that and get a copy today. Bye for now.